So I'm Lisa Lieberman, and I'd like to welcome you to my second podcast. So this is a podcast, it's not a podcast. And my friend,
podcast.
It's a
That's
podcast.
interesting. Yes, I didn't realise that. And I suddenly registered what you said.
Yes, it's a podcast.
Fantastic.
My friend is Janet, esteemed herbalist and astrologer and medicine lady.
Yes.
So this is my response to the chart of 2023's winter solstice, which is only winter in the southern hemisphere.
Yes.
Of course, in the northern hemisphere, it's the middle of summer.
That is fantastic.
And I've chosen to highlight Leo.
Yes.
Remember the equinox?
Absolutely.
It was Pisces.
Yes.
Because now the moon is in Leo.
Fantastic.
At the
that's
point
brilliant.
of the equinox. So the moon's at 8 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
Venus is at 14 degrees. And Mars, you can't see it that well, but it's at 18 degrees. Mm-hmm. So Venus is pretty much almost on the midpoint between the moon and Mars. Yeah. So you see the sunflowers, which you were saying is a very Leo.
Yes.
Sunflower is
Yes,
Leo's flower.
It's very much.
And I've got the energy of, she's a bit brash because I always find Leo's a little bit show-offy.
Well, that's the ego that's coming through.
So she's quite an egotistical Venus because she's not in Libra where she's like thinking about the other person. She's all about herself.
She is, but she's also bringing more from the heart as well. It's coming from the heart.
Yeah.
It's a very special
And
one.
it's very special.
Because it is in Leo.
Yeah. So, let's get those heart vibrations right. And then meeting up with Mars. And Mars has, to me, got a lot to say. So Mars has a gun because he's a boy. So girls have flowers and boys have guns. They have weapons. You know, Mars has weapons.
Well, she's saying her heart is her weapon. In Taurus.
Of Taurus.
Jupiter's in Taurus.
Yeah.
So that is also your grounding, your earthy side,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
So Jupiter's bringing us back to Mother Earth.
Yeah. That is what Jupiter's doing at the moment.
Yes,
eh?
bringing us back to Earth.
Yeah.
And then we've got Leo, as you were saying, Sun almost in Leo, Venus and Mars in Leo.
So Sun is in Gemini, but Venus and Mars are ahead of the Sun, right? So when Venus is ahead of the Sun, then Venus is the morning star, right?
She's at her best.
And so at the moment, and at the time of this chart, Venus is the morning star.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But then she's going to meet up with the Sun, and she's going in a retrograde cycle through Leo, and at the point where she meets up with the Sun, and then she goes backwards, then she becomes the evening star, because then she sets after the Sun.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah?
Indeed.
And when she goes retrograde, I found this out, it's 40 days. So there's this very classic notion of 40 days and 40 nights. You know, Jesus fasted for 40 days, or was in the desert, or the Israelis, the Hebrews were for 40 years in the desert. So this idea of 40 being a significant number relates to the Venus retrograde cycle.
That's amazing. What else do you want to tell me about your pot?
No, I feel like I've told you everything I need to. Like, I feel like the information's basically on the pot.
What about our Gemini? Mercury.
Mercury is actually conjunct the Sun. Look, there's the Sun at 29 degrees of Gemini, and there's Mercury at 18 degrees of
right there. And Mercury, I think, is moving fast at the moment.
Mercury's moving very fast.
Yeah.
And they're both going to catch up with Venus, because Venus is stuck there in Leo for a hell of a long time. So both the Sun and Mercury, they're all cruising towards.
And that's information.
A lot of information.
That is a lot of information, a lot of communication. You must know, you must get all the facts right.
Yeah.
Mercury is not going retrograde at this moment.
No,
it's just
she's
forward.
just been,
therefore. And Uranus is somewhere also in this, because I know that Uranus is fast at the moment too.
Yeah.
So you've got two lightning sort of strikes at communication at the moment. So communication all around.
So Uranus is in Taurus somewhere.
It's about 21 Taurus. Mercury is moving. Both of them are moving fast at the moment.
Yeah.
So in the lines of communication, information is going to be a bit of overload fast.
Yeah, People are probably going to be feeling quite overwhelmed with all the information.
Yes.
And actually, I think a lot of what's going on is that so much information is pouring in that you have to sift through this information. And that's where the heart comes in. Because the heart is like the sensor to all this information that is coming in. So as all this information comes in and overloads you, it goes into your energetic heart system, and there it stays until you pass it, But the heart always knows whether it's a good idea or not, and the heart always knows whether it's true or not.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And Pluto is also telling us to sift out and go backwards.
Because of it's gone back into Capricorn.
Yeah. Don't bring unnecessary stuff with you into the future now. Let go of what is not authentic.
You said that earlier. Just say that again, because that's really important. That's a really important part of what Pluto's doing right now.
Because Pluto
because where Pluto's gone back to the baggage, the stuff.
Yes.
And before he can go into Aquarius, where he's going to spend 20 years or something, he's finishing up. And the finishing up is about letting go.
Letting go of the old stuff, what is not of value anymore, what is not your truth anymore.
Yeah.
Allow it to go so that you can actually move forward.
That is a really nice note to end it on, Janet. Thank you.
I think you need to look at all that and see what you think. And if we have to redo it, we'll redo it.
We'll find something out of there, believe me, we will.
And also, I mean, just that Saturn is now in Pisces.
Oh, yeah.
And Saturn was in Capricorn.
Big thing. That is a big thing. Because now Saturn, which represents structure, is in a sign that represents no structure at all.
The ocean.
So very literally, a lot of what one has seen as structural is now no longer structural. It's actually floating debris.
Yes, out of that debris, your dreams, your inspirations, whatever, concretize that which is of value.
Yeah.
Because Saturn is still the basic structure.
So Saturn is bringing structure to areas where there was no structure.
Yes.
As well as like having just been through and almost annihilating a lot of what structure there was in the past.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's saying your dreams in the future, put concrete structure into it. Don't let it just sink with the flotsam. Make sure that there is that value there, that there is that structure that you can build on. So concretize your dreams.
Concretize your dreams. That is a nice motto. Concretize your dreams.
Oh, my word.